So over the last year, I've posted on LinkedIn pretty much every day and done over 200 plus posts and generated over $500,000 of revenue. In today's video, what we're gonna be doing is a bit of a LinkedIn review. We're gonna be going over my strategy as well as going into the inner workings, right? The behind the scenes of some of the posts, some of the stats, some of the learnings that I've had along the way and what I'm gonna be deploying next year to get even better results on LinkedIn. So if you're curious about posting on LinkedIn or you post on LinkedIn yourself or you wanna generate business on LinkedIn, this is going to be an awesome video showing you exactly how we've done it here at Persuasion Experience.
Let's go, come on, you guys, what is this?
So my name is Matt Craik and I'm the co-founder of Persuasion Experience. We're a post-click agency. We help businesses and brands really optimize their websites, their landing pages, their e-commerce stores for maximum conversion. They can get more customers and get their products out to more people. And we've been using LinkedIn over the last year. So our business is about a year old, and in that time we've done over $500,000 in sales, and we've all done it on LinkedIn. When we first started the business, we started with zero. All I had was a LinkedIn profile and it didn't have that many connections on it. It had about 1,000 connections. I've sort of ignored the platform over my working career, which is a really big regret. However, over that time, I've been able to build some really solid connections, and LinkedIn has been such a great platform for us to launch our business on. And today I just want to share some of the secrets, some of the successes, some of the failures that we've had along the way, what I wish I would have done a little bit better, and a whole bunch more. So let's get into it. So the first thing that I want to explain is our strategy with LinkedIn and why we even chose LinkedIn. Well, the reason why we chose LinkedIn is we want to work with a lot of marketing managers, a lot of business owners, and there's a lot of agency owners. And one of the core reasons as to why we chose LinkedIn as a platform was to actually build partnerships with referral-based clients. So other agencies that don't focus on what we do, and setting up really healthy relationship where we could help their clients get success and make them look like rock stars in the meantime. That was one of our core reasons to use LinkedIn. So we had three core outcomes with our strategy for posting on LinkedIn. So the first one was get visibility. The second one was build partnerships, and the third one was make money. So with get visibility, when you're starting a business, that's what you need to do. You just need to get it in front of people. With our current resources, when we first started our business, we had zero cash in the bank. We didn't have any outside investment or anything crazy. The only thing I had was probably about 900 or 1,000 connections on LinkedIn. I was just like, okay, LinkedIn is what I'm going to use. My hands were pretty much tied. And what we started to do is we started to build relationships on LinkedIn. We started to just share knowledge. We started to create content, and we really just wanted to help people. We wanted to provide free content. We wanted to demonstrate what we know, what the hell we're talking about, and to really get visibility and get awareness for everything that we were doing at Persuasion Experience. So that was one of the first things that we wanted to do with our strategy, was get visibility. The second thing was build partnerships. Early on, I identified, and one of my favorite marketing mentors, he says, way too many people when it comes to marketing or selling of their businesses and services, they just try and invent customers from scratch. And it's just totally the wrong way to go about it. There's all these companies out there that already have your dream client generated, right? They're currently talking with them on a daily-to-day basis. So what you can do is set up really healthy partnerships and get connected with those people. Part of our strategy was also building up these really healthy partnerships and referral programs with other business owners out there. So we did that. We made some really healthy partnerships that generated $80,000, $60,000, $30,000, and was really, really healthy, especially in the starting of our business. And it just really changes the game when you get like a warm referral coming through from someone that's trusted.
You show me a pay stub for $72,000 on it, I quit my job right now and I work for you.
The sales game, it's super easy to close sales. You don't have to prove yourself and things like that. So that was a really big positive in our overall strategy, was the building the partnerships. And the business wouldn't be where it is today without that element. Now, the third one, pretty self-explanatory, make money, right? As marketers, and especially as ROI-focused marketers, that like we are at Persuasion Experience, or my co-founder Alicia and I, we wanted to obviously make money from this. And yeah, we've done that. We've generated over $500,000, and now we're starting to invest in other platforms. So we're using LinkedIn, a combination of YouTube. YouTube's really great, and you're probably watching this on YouTube right now, and would recommend that as probably after you've mastered LinkedIn, moving on to YouTube, because with LinkedIn over the last year, especially since I started, I've noticed my reach actually decreased. Even though my number of connections and my LinkedIn followers has increased, my reach is getting decreased. That's because I believe there's a flood of more people using LinkedIn, so it's becoming a little bit harder to crack. But if you've got awesome content and you're really out there to help people, you're going to succeed on LinkedIn. While they're making money is a byproduct of helping people to get success, right? So that's one thing you need to make sure that you're doing, is always just providing value on the platform. I see a lot of people get this wrong, right? Like they just try to go for impressions and they don't have like content without like the intent behind it. And the intent is obviously to help people. And when you help people, a byproduct is earning money. That was our strategy, right? Get visibility, build partnerships, make money. Pretty simple, right? And that's what I recommend anyone who's looking to get started on LinkedIn do for themselves. So number two, let's get into my LinkedIn profile. So I've got it up on the screen here. It's nothing crazy, right? It's just pretty simple. And then what I'm doing is just essentially posting daily on it. In terms of the LinkedIn profile, it's actually very bad in terms of analytics. So as a marketer and as an ROI and a data-driven marketer, what I always want to do is I want to know the performance of what I'm doing. So let's go into Shield Analytics. This is like a secondary app. It cost me about $79, maybe a year, or $7 a month or something like that. Anyway, it's very minimal in terms of the value that it provides. And we can start to search like 1 week, 4 weeks, quarter to date, year to date. And for the purpose of this video, I just want to reveal my stats for the entire year. So over the year, I've done 207 posts. And as you can see, I started back in December of 2022 and today's date is the 1st of December, but I only got this app in March 23. But as we can see, we're like my followers is growing very, very slowly and I would like to improve that. I've got some plans to do that, which I'll share in just a little bit, but this has been the outcome of the year, right? So I've had 188,000 different views on all my posts. And that's one thing that LinkedIn is really good about. It's about staying relevant. So we've had clients that we've worked with and we've ended engagements and then they've come back 6 to 7 months later. They're just being like, hey guys, I've been seeing all your content on LinkedIn, absolutely loving it. Hey, I've got this exciting new project. Do you guys want to work? So it's been a really good tool to sort of like automate a lot of our nurturing in the sales cycle to actually close deals later on. And that was a benefit I didn't even realize before getting into it. But these 188,000 views, these aren't necessarily new views coming through. A lot of them are, but a lot of them are just like the existing audience seeing posts over and over and over again. That's what we want to do. We're going to be omnipresent with Persuasion Experiences brand. That's why we've got a mix of video content as well as written content for people to engage with and to really help people with their marketing and sales processes and to become more persuasive. So those are the details there. We've got engagement rate here. And yeah, I had over 622 comments on the content and 21 shares. I'd love to obviously get more shares coming through. But it's been really, really interesting. One of the things I love here is like the word cloud. So you can start to see what I talk about most. So marketing, sales, business, get customers, increasing conversion. So that all stacks up because that's everything that I do here at Persuasion Experience. Now you can start to also see the frequency of posts. I've always found Friday just to be a terrible day to post. Like there's not much engagement. And then in terms of my other posting routines and schedules, I always try to post between sort of 8 a.m. and 8:30 a.m. Anything after 9 a.m. I just find that like my view count doesn't get that high and I don't get as much exposure. So it sort of almost feels like a waste of a post. So that is everything there. We can also see the top posts. And what I also like to go into is the content. But before we do, I think another interesting element to write about and speak about in this video is LinkedIn as a platform is full of lurkers, right? There's really highly qualified people on this platform that just lurk, right? They might check it 5, 6, 10 times a day. They don't post, they don't comment, they don't like, but they're constantly absorbing. So if you can build the right network, get more people coming through to your profile and build the connections in advance and just make sure that they're constantly seeing your information, because if they're going to be qualified to do business with you, it's only going to be a matter of time, especially if you put out 20, 30, 50 posts that they've seen in the past and they're finally ready to take decisions. Like in terms of closing that potential deal, it's going to be so much easier if you've done the hard work with LinkedIn, and it's really allows you to sell at scale, which is awesome. So in terms of my content, let's just load this up right now. I won't spend too much time on this, but this tool is just really good. It gives you an engagement rate. As you can see here, one of my tools that I use for automatic posting, I use a tool called buffer.com. Super easy tool to use, but there was an issue with the posting today. So at 9:48, the post went out, so it didn't go during that usual sweet spot of around 8 a.m. for me. It's only had 203 views, so it actually bombed, whereas the other day, 8:30, 523 came through. So as we can start to see, different posts and different content has different impacts. So it's just so important to be using tools like this, like Shield AI, to reflect on like the work that you're doing. Because when you're producing content, you're putting time into building this asset, this network, and really it is an asset for your business and for yourself as a brand. You really want to know what's working so you can do and repeat more of what works. So for example, this one around e-commerce stores and like what not to do, this had a lot more engagement, a lot more views, a lot more likes. So that's something that we might want to look at deploying or deploying variants of it in the future. So what this does is this just gives you an idea and you can have a look at your most viewed posts. So when it comes to next year and I start planning out my content plan, what I can do is I can start really thinking about like, okay, these were the posts that did bad and these were the posts that did good. So now I've just loaded up here my top performing or most viewed posts. I can start to recycle some of these for next year and redistribute them to everyone that's followed me since posting it. So there's all these opportunities that you can do, and it's really important that when you're on LinkedIn, you start to track your progress, right? And really know what's working, what can be improved. And that's just such a critical part of really mastering LinkedIn and using LinkedIn for business. So that was the review of my year on LinkedIn after doing 200 posts and generating over $500,000 in revenue with my co-founder, Alicia. Now I want to list what I'll be doing differently in the next year. So what I want to really do is just focus on the social. I noticed during the year, I just became way too busy. I became more of like a speaker, just sort of pushing stuff out and not actually using what the platform was entitled for, right? Which is connecting with other people in your space, having dialogue and growing together, right? That's what I'm really focusing on, is really building stronger relationships, stronger partnerships on the platform. Also, really just doubling down on my copywriting as well. One thing I love is getting a new idea, a new concept, and actually sharing it on LinkedIn. I find that it helps me, retain the information better and makes me think clearer as well by putting it into really short, concise copy that's helpful for other people. And not only can I educate other people, but it's really for myself. That's the other element we'll be doing, is just focusing more on my copywriting. I moved more into video because I really want to get my face out there, get people to know, like, and trust me before they get in touch with me. So that was a big focus for the second half of this year. What I'm going to be doing is going to be continuing to do that in next year. But what I also want to be doing is focusing more on that copywriting as well and getting back into that, because it was such an enjoyable part for me at the start of my LinkedIn journey. And again, just really double down on everything that I've been doing. Like, everything that I've been doing has been great, and I'm starting to notice compound effects. I notice more people coming through and following me. And my co-founder, Alicia, she's actually a few steps ahead of me. She's been a bit more consistent this year. I can really start to see, if I am consistent with this is going to be massive for myself, my business, and everything that I want to achieve. So I hope you found this video on LinkedIn insanely valuable. This is everything that I've learned after doing 200 plus posts and generating over $500,000 in sales using LinkedIn, starting from zeros. If you did like this video, make sure you like, give me a subscribe, give me a comment as well. If you want to see more content on my content marketing and things like that, be happy to share. But for now, we've got more videos coming up on the next screen, and I'll see you on the next one.